Feeling a little sluggish, feeling a little slow. I don't know why that's so hard to say. I feel a little. Anyways, but catching yourself in a bit of a rut. I know it's probably nice wherever you guys are at right now. We're right at the beginning of June. You know, it's the gayest month of the year in the most technical of terms, of course. But once you get going, things you might be able to push yourself through the day. But do you just find yourself to be maybe just dragging ass a little bit? Well, let's figure out how you can, in fact, conquer fatigue and get out of that low energy situation you find yourself in. Nutrition and lifestyle expert Ari Whitten, that's nice, has provided a collection of key insights to explain and address low energy levels in his new book, Eat for Energy: How to Beat Fatigue, Supercharge Your Mitochondria, and Unlock All-Day Energy. Sweet! I know it's all kind of segmented here, so we'll just dive right into it. So, a new understanding of mitochondria. We inadvertently end up talking about mitochondria at least once or twice a week, okay, on this channel. So, hey, why not? We got to keep up with that quota, shall we? In high school, college biology courses, we taught to think that the mitochondria is the mindless energy generators that take in the food we eat, mostly carbs and fats, and then pump out cellular energy in the form of ATP. However, in the past 5 to 10 years, we've gained a whole new understanding of mitochondria, largely because of the work of Dr. Robert Naviu, who runs the Mitochondrial Medicine Lab in the University of California, San Diego. Naviu, I think, is one of the most brilliant scientists, but he should change his name or at least adopt a screen name, and has created one of the biggest breakthroughs in medicine in the last century. Arguably, he figured out that mitochondria have a second role other than energy production, and that is cellular defense. All right, in his words, mitochondria are the central hub for the wheel of metabolism. Yes, okay, that was well established for a while now. They are not just energy producers, but also environmental sensors, and they are constantly sampling the environment around them, figuring out what's going on in the body. They're asking one fundamental question: are we under attack? Yes, we are at all times. Make sure to check the air. It could be falling every once in a while. Heard a little chicken talk about it. Is there something we need to defend against? These dual roles of energy production and cellular defense are mutually exclusive, Whitten notes. The key point, because it means that when mitochondria are responding to dangers in the cellular environment, they downgrade their energy production. Oh, okay, so if you're feeling sluggish, because normally the mitochondria are producing the energy, but then also they're kind of being a tertiary, secondary kind of a defense mechanism that's out there. So if they're more stressed to be doing that secondary role, you're being sluggish because of it. So that's how you need to address that situation. Cool development. And because human beings are a collection of trillions of cells, trillions of beautiful cells, when those cells stop producing energy we need, fatigue sets in. We can think of the energy levels are largely a function of the degree to which our mitochondria are detecting the presence of danger of threats in the body. Common threats your mitochondria might be responding that you feel fatigued, including oxidative stress, poor nutrition, environmental toxins, psychological stress, sleep deprivation, just to name a few. Most, if not all, stressors can be boiled down to the oxidative stress, reactive nitrogen species, inflammation, and purinergetic signaling. What is that? A situation in which energy molecules leak out of the cell. That sounds bad. Even something like psychological stress can cause that kind of reaction. Oh boy. But whether the stressor is serious enough to cause fatigue depends on your resilience threshold. That wipes one person out might not affect another. I like to think of fatigue as having two fundamental causes, Whitten said. One is all these different kinds of environmental and lifestyle stressors. The other that interplays with and is often left out of a lot of people is what is happening at the cellular level inside of your body. The key thing to understand here is that our cells can either be filled with big, strong mitochondria, and lots of them, or weak, fragile, shrunken, broken, dysfunctional mitochondria. One has a lot more descriptors than the other, okay? So we know where this guy's kind of going. And very few of them. So very few, but they're all weak and terrible and awful. Get rid of them. Research shows that mitochondrial capacity, to the extent they can carry out their dual duties of cellular defense and energy production, declines by about 10% with every decade of our lives. Oh boy, so eventually by the age of 100 you'll have no energy. Ha, fat chance. I've seen people that are in their 11th decade of life. You can't fool me with, I know that's not how percentages work. Anyways, If you look at older people, they generally have somewhere between 50 to 75% lower mitochondrial capacity than a young person. I don't know, man. My glasses kind of suck, but I'd imagine that even if I did get an up-to-date prescription, I wouldn't be able to see their mitochondrial capacity. But that's just me, though. Maybe your eyesight's a little bit better. That's not a natural function of aging. What? Because we know from other research that when they look at mitochondrial capacity of a healthy 70-year-old who are lifelong athletes, they don't have lower mitochondrial capacity than an adult at 40 years old. Huh. Really? So aging truly is in between your ears. What that tells us is that a loss of mitochondria is not a function of aging, per se. It is a function of a lack of hormetic stress in your life. Mitochondria have to be challenged and stimulated in order to stay big and strong, and that's what you want. So other factors that can influence energy levels: low muscle mass, get more muscle, feel better, burn more energy that way, okay? Because your resting metabolic rate, the amount of energy that you need in order to just maintain your functions in your day-to-day life, is influenced by the amount of lean muscle mass that you have on your body. So less muscle mass, fewer caloric demands on your body throughout the day, therefore less energy that's going to be produced and need to be produced. So increase your lean muscle mass. Okay. Greater muscle mass contributes to metabolic flexibility and health because muscle acts as a sink for glucose, and also for storage as well, thereby reducing your risk of insulin resistance. Low muscle mass, on the other hand, is a leading contributor to early death. Oh no. And a major contributor to low energy and fatigue. Elevated blood sugar and insulin resistance. Of course, if you're eating poorly and you have diabetic or pre-diabetic problems, then yes, of course, that's going to affect your energy levels. This primarily goes back to poor diet and high in processed foods and constant grazing throughout the day. Yeah, exactly. It's almost like the more dietary studies come out, the better the case looks for intermittent fasting that there is. But anyways, eating a whole food diet and implementing TRE can go a long way, normalizing your insulin and blood sugar levels. Lack of hermetic stress as insufficient amount of exercise. So less stress, less energy, makes sense, right? Overall stress and poor gut health. How does your diet influence your energy levels? Pretty obviously. I don't know, but I guess we can go over this for fun. One key driver for low energy and ill health is excess omega-6 linoleic acid. Yes, indeed. That's the most prevalent type fat that's out there. Really, it's high in many of the argan basement vegetable oils that just are filled to the brim in every single piece of packaging you can find. Just take a look at the ingredient list, okay, on anything that comes in a box, in a bag, or a jar, okay? One of the first lines you're going to have is canola oil, some sort of seed oil. It's never anything good like avocado oil or olive oil or extra virgin olive oil. Of course not. So yes, you are going to be consuming far more, if you aren't careful of this stuff, far more omega-6 linoleic acid. Okay, you should be looking for healthy fats like omega-3, omega-7s, okay, omega-9s that are out there, not 6s. And that's just good life advice to begin with. Anyways, linoleic acid contributes to insulin resistance, obesity, and chronic inflammation. As mentioned earlier, when mitochondria detects inflammation, they dial down energy production to shift resources towards self-defense. High LA consumption has also been implicated in neurodegenerative diseases, cancer, and many other chronic diseases. Processed food, which is not only high in LA, but also sugar, and that combination is terrible for you. Can also be considered to impact your energy levels by impairing your hormonal regulation. Your circadian rhythm disruption. Yes, so your sleep cycles, your 90-minute little sleep window where your body will go through certain rhythms that are out there. You start to disrupt that too often. You don't have a set bedtime and you don't have a set wake-up period every single day. That's going to mess with you as well, okay? One of the most important things you can do to improve your energy levels is to optimize your circadian rhythm by going to bed at the same time each night and rising at the same time each morning. Okay, the circadian clock is your brain learns to distinguish what day it is and what is night based on the difference in light intensity, among with the color of wavelengths of the light. And they start your morning in indoor environments under indoor lighting, looking at screens, and end your day in indoor environments with indoor lighting, looking at screens. You don't have a big light intensity differential. differential. Yes, exactly. So get outside, which is a perfect transition to the next topic, which is get outside, get vitamin D the natural way. Sun exposure triggers vitamin D production, which is important, but it also has many other functions and benefits that can directly impact your energy level. And if we have to go over the importance of vitamin D again on this channel, you haven't been around long enough. Anyways, melatonin. Oh, we pop in a melatonin as well. That's interesting. Is absolutely vital for protecting your mitochondria from harm and preventing them from accumulating damage as you age. But swallowing melatonin is useless for this. The oral melatonin can't reach the mitochondria. Okay, sunlight also allows for the conversion of retinol, the vitamin A, to retinoids, which are crucial for the function of vitamin D and interact with your melanocortin system. All right, which includes alpha melanocyte stimulating hormone that helps regulate inflammation and appetite. Cool. Sunlight also creates a surge of nitric oxide, which helps normalize your blood pressure and reduce your cardiovascular disease risk. Witten cites a Swedish study that showed women with the lowest sun exposure had a cardiovascular disease risk equivalent to smoking a pack of cigarettes per day. Wow. Red and infrared lights also have a long list of other health benefits. Cool. So there you go. You feeling terrible? Go outside, exercise a little bit, eat properly, and go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Straight, simple, and to the point. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.